Palo Alto Internet Access. In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure a Palo Alto firewall and set up internet access. I'm going to allow users in our internal network to browse the internet. I'll start by assigning a static IP to our management interface and allowing only a few selected IPs in our secure management VLAN to be able to manage the firewall. Next, I'm going to assign zones and IP addresses to all of our active interfaces and also create a virtual router that teaches the firewall how to route unknown internet traffic. And for the users to be actually able to browse the internet, I'm going to set up a many-to-one NAT using PAT, set up DNS, and finally I'll create a security policy that actually allows the traffic to pass through our firewall. So we'll start by enabling our firewall and then accessing the CLI, click trust. And then here, this is the first time this firewall has been booted up, so use the default credentials, which are admin as username and password. You'll be prompted to change the password, so enter your new password. And now we're in the firewall CLI, so let's check the current status of our management interface. Here you can see our management interface already got this IP address 10.10.10.150 from our DHCP, but we want to set a static one. So first enter configuration mode, and then we'll change the interface type to static. So interface system type static, and we will also set an IP address. Set device config system IP address is 10.10.10.254. The subnet mask is going to be 255.255.255.0, and for the default gateway it will be 10.10.10.1. And then also to only limit my IP address so that could manage the firewall, I'll type set device config system permitted IPs. My IP address is 10.10.1. This is the IP address of my host machine. And then finally commit. Okay, now you can see that the commit finished successfully. Let's open a new tab and type our firewall IP address and click OK. This error is because the firewall has a self-signed certificate, but we don't mind for now because this is allowed. Click proceed, and then enter the credentials you configured earlier, and then click login. It will take some time to load the dashboard. Okay, click close, and then first you'll start with device setup, so just let's disable telemetry, click OK. And then now we'll start with general settings, which are under management. And then here you can see these are the current general settings. They're not configured yet. So let's just start with those. Click the gear icon. And then I want my host name to be Palo Alto virtual machine. And then example.com as my domain name. For the login banner, I want it to be unauthorized access is prohibited. There's a simple one, you can have a more formal one, and this will force the admins to acknowledge the banner and agreeing to get to it before logging in. For the time zone, I'm in Moscow, so I'll type this. The date is correct. The time is 21. And here I'll leave the other settings as they are and then click OK. Okay, now you can see that our changes are applied. Next, we'll set up DNS since we're already here. So services and then DNS. I'll use my home router as a primary DNS and then 8.8 as a secondary one. And if you have a time server, you could also configure that one, but we don't have one in this lab. So I click OK. And then since we finished with the setup, we'll move to interfaces. So go to network and then zones. We currently have two zones, inside and outside. So we'll start with inside, and our zone is a layer 3 zone. Click OK. The same thing for outside, layer 3, and then click OK. Now that we created these zones, we will move to interfaces. Here are our interfaces. We have interface 1 as a inside in the inside zone. So we'll start with this one. Layer 3, the zone is inside. For the IP address, you will choose the last IP address available in our internal network IP range, which is 172.16.255.254/16. And then I'll click OK. And then for interface 3, this is the outside interface, layer 3, outside zone, and for the IP address, I'll choose 192.168.100.212/24, and then click OK. Now to save time for this lab, we will just commit one time after we finish all of our configurations. Next, we'll move to virtual routers. We'll create one. Here you see the default one. We'll also create another one for our internet traffic. We will call it users to internet. This virtual router will handle all the unknown traffic going to the internet. We'll add inside and outside interface. It will be a static router, so we'll keep it as the same name, users internet. The destination is any. The interface will be the outside interface, and the IP address will be our home router. It will handle the internet traffic. It will be our default gateway. Click OK, and then OK again. Now that we finished, we will move to our policies. So we could create the NAT. We'll start with it. So click add. Here, this is the many-to-one NAT that will translate the inside traffic going to the internet. We'll call it users to internet as well. And this is IP version 4. The source zone, it will originate from outside. And for the destination interface, it will be /3. The source address is going to be our internal users. And then also make this a object, new address. The object name will be internal users -172.16.0. It does not allow the subnet mask for /24, but here we'll add it. And then click OK. And then here we'll also add internal users to internet. For the translation type, it will be a path translation. It will translate to only the outside interface. This one. And we will not translate the destination. It will just return as it is. Click OK. Now here you can see the NAT is created with the values we configured earlier. It's working fine. So next we'll move to the security policy, which is the final thing before committing. This here is, we'll call it internal users to internet as well. We later might have management or whatever. So here, internal users to internet. For the source, it's going to be inside. The source will be our internal users, and we do not have a users or devices in this lab, so we'll skip to destination. This will be the same as NAT. We'll select these, sorry, here we'll just keep it as any. For the application, we just want the users to browse the internet, so we'll choose web browsing, and then SSL for HTTPS. And then for the users to be able to browse the web normally and resolve domain names, we're going to add DNS. And also, just because I'm using mini Linux machines for this lab to save RAM, I'm going to also add ping. And then for the actions, I'm going to allow this, but I'll log at session start. We don't have any log server configured, so we'll just leave this at none and click OK. Finally, we will commit all of our changes. After these changes, our internal users will be able to browse the internet. So now click commit. Okay, here you can see the commit was successful. So let's go test our changes. We'll enter this internal user's machine, PC2. Click it, and then click trust. And here let me show you the Ethernet setup. You can see it is part of the internal network. I'll try to first ping the internet. Here it works. Okay, let's try google.com to see if it could resolve domain names, and it works as well. So this was our lab for today.